Hello everyone and welcome to, I don't remember which part it is, but you probably can see it in the title. We're making the Tic Tac Toe game in Typescript. So I don't really remember what we did latest, but I think we refactored the code a bit. So there's still one issue, which is well, first let me remember how I bundled this. TC bundle, that's how I did it. And then I have to do PVD, and then I have to do like that. So we still can't win diagonally. You can win like this. Horizontally, you can win horizontally. Oh, and the squares still don't get red. So yeah, that's something I want to fix as well. But I think I actually want to fix diagonally winning, which means that you would be able to, the player one here would win. So it's currently not possible. So we're gonna see if we can implement that. So we need to go into here, and we need to go into right now. I think all of that logic is happening inside of a grid. It's not really reasonable to have all of the logic inside of the grid here. Because it's not really the grid who decides which player wins and stuff. It should probably be in a separate abstraction. But this is what we have right now. I wonder where I would put it otherwise. I feel like it shouldn't be in the grid. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to put it right now, but right now I want to make it so that you can win diagonally. So we have the get winner vertical, get winner horizontal, and we have the get winner. So basically, okay, actually first I want to refactor get winner vertical, because as you can see, it's not as simple as get winner horizontal. I think it can be simplified a bit. So for example, I think I should be able to do the exact same thing here. Something like that, and this is actually going to be row cells row. And I think that's it actually. So this was the vertical one. So so why do I have a semicolon there? That's pretty weird. But anyway, I think vertical should still work. Yeah. So okay, now we got that out of the way. So now I can actually look at it and not be too embarrassed. I still think we could get rid of the for loops here by probably using map or something. But I don't really want to care about that right now. So we're gonna get a so diagonally. That's basically just iterating and checking the each and other square. So you would do check, not check, check. I think that's how you want to do it. So basically we have one. There's basically two ways to win diagonally. It's here and here. Am I right? Yeah, that's it basically. So we have we have two diagonals basically. We have two diagonals. We could make that two functions. two functions. So we can call them get winner diagonal. So we're going to actually this one makes more sense to me to use something like that. We're gonna iterate. We're gonna actually does it make more sense if we iterate horizontally? It doesn't really matter, does it? But I want to iterate horizontally. So we're going to iterate horizontally, and we're actually going to do row. So the row is like that. So the row is so we want to check if so that row is actually, wait, we're doing that. Actually, let's do it like that, because then we're iterating. Yeah, I actually want to iterate in the y-axis like this, and then horizontally for each y-axis. So this is the horizontal row, and so winner is equal to, how does this even work? I get the winner, mapping the available players to player and row members. Game state dot board length. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So basically we're going to check. We're going to have to do. So here's the horizontal row, and basically it looks like this. And then in the next we have this, and this, and this. So we're starting off on this, and we want to check we want to check if this is true. So basically we would do a we could have something like this. Come on. So we could do const no, I don't like to. I was thinking about describing the pattern first that we're looking for. Something like this. Pattern is equal to 0, 0 to 3 basically. But we don't need to. I don't think we need to do this. I don't think we need to do that. We can do. So for each, it's actually. So if you think about it, for each y-axis, the x-axis increments 1 for the pattern we're looking for. So basically we could do const, or we could do just expecting is equal to winner index is equal to yi plus 1. basically. That would calculate this. That would graphically describe this graph. If you think about this as a graph, that would be the expression for that. So what you would do is basically you would do const winners t cell state is equal to that t cell state t player state, right? Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want. And we would do what are you talking about? What? Type undefined is not assignable to e player. What are you talking about? Oh, maybe it's actually e player state. E player state. T. No, it should be T cell state. T cell state. What are you talking about? I don't get. Type undefined is not assignable to e player. Oh. So there we go. And then we have to do winners dot push horizontal row winner index winner index. So that would select them diagonally like that, and then we just need to check if all of those winners are of the same player. Basically, we can also we can do this. We don't need to. We can do this. And we can do. We also have to do math dot min, and we have to do game state dot board dot length. So that we don't get an out of bounds issue. So now we will push those. Okay. And then basically at the end of the iteration we would do something like this. And we would do actually, let's call this row. It's not really a row. It's not really a row, but let's just call it a row. Okay, so we would do this row. Item dot row members is equal to player. So I think that's it actually. That would This will only check for this will only check for this pattern, and not the pattern, the other pattern. So we can actually put this here just so that I know that this is the one. Let's put a comment here. Like that. Like that. Okay. So I also think this thing can be simplified. So we can basically take these and just put it here. And we don't need that. Okay. I wonder if we could just do, to simplify it even more, maybe we could do like row is equal to game state.board.map. And this would actually be called like board game state.board. This would be called vertical. Not really. It's actually a. Wait, where are you getting the? Okay, so this is actually a. It's Y. So this is actually a. Let's just call it. Let's just call it. I don't know, record. For the lack of a better name, and it's a T cell state. It's one of those. So we'll map that to do. Don't worry, I think we're going to simplify this even more. So we would do that, and we would actually do. We would actually do. We would actually do something like this, but we would do record. We would do so this is actually we can call this whatever we can call this whatever we want, can't we? This is going to be record white record return. So we would do one index number, and I think we would just do that. So this is So basically what we're doing here is saying that we're for each row like that, we're going to extract the X index. So okay, it's actually pretty simple. It's actually pretty damn simple. So basically, so this yi plus 1 here is actually the X index. So we could possibly put a comment there, just to make that more obvious. So, like, what are we gonna call this? Is it left? It's going right. It's going right. It's going. The difference is that this is going. This is going. I don't even know how to call that. I don't know. Let's just call it row 0, and let's get another one, which is row 1, which will also be iterating. The difference is that we will be iterating backwards, isn't that right? So instead of for every y-axis, the x-axis gets smaller. So basically what we would do is so we would do, wait, this shouldn't be plus 1, should it? No, it should be y, and this should actually be game state dot board dot length minus yi, because it's going to go backwards. So for every, right here we're going to have this index, and here we're going to have this index, and here we're going to have this index. So to describe it a bit better, we can put this here, and here we can put this, and I'll show you what I mean. This is going like so. So basically here we're when the y is here's the y-axis, okay, here's the y-axis. When the y is 0, the x-axis is also 0. But when the y is 1, the x-axis is 1. Here's 1, 2. So the this means that the x-axis is directly mapped to the y-axis. It's basically, the x-axis is basically equal to the y-axis. So another way to describe this is actually to say that x is equal to y. And here it's a bit different, not too different, but a little different. Here is basically x is equal to number of cells minus y. That's basically the difference. So that's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. It should be like this. I'm thinking though, we need to put -1 here. -1, like so. And we could even make this even more simple now, we could do something like this. Const cases is equal to row 0, row 1. And then we could do cases dot for each case we want to do this. For each case we want to do this. So here the case is no longer row is going to be, row is no longer row is going to be case, just like that. So what's the problem here? Cannot find game state. Why can't you find game state? Expression expected for each. What is your problem? Argument. Oh no. For each case, for each cases dot for each. I don't get what the problem is. What is the problem? I don't get it. Case. For each case, do this. What the? Oh, I think this is a keyword we can't use, so I don't know, let's just call it a case. So a case, for each case we want to do this. So a case and a case. Basically, but the problem is, I think the problem here is returning in there. So what I would do is basically return cases dot filter cases dot map and then dot filter. This one returns a winner, so we would do winner, winner, winner. No? What's your problem? Filter, winner. No? Missing the following properties from winning. Winner, missing the following. Player cells e player is missing the following properties. What is your problem? It's missing the following. Return winner, otherwise no. Why is it mad? Oh, this will return an array, am I right? So we need to do find. We want to find, we can do this. So this will find a result where the winner exists, where the winner exists basically. So return cases.map dot return. I wish I could make this into one statement somehow. One thing we can do to simplify this is to actually do this. So now we don't need that variable. And actually, we can simplify this even more now, because we're actually not going to use these rows anymore after this. So we might as well just define them in here. Why not, you know? I don't see any problem with that. So basically we would do return. Just to get the typing right here, I would do something like this, and I would do s t so state t so state. Can I do it? Can I do that? Player, maybe a mistake, because neither type sufficiently overlaps with the other. So I need to make it a two-dimensional t self state, and then we would do this. And we would do this. And it's really angry right now. Expression expected. Remove this. Expression expected. What expression do you want? 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 Return. Oh, it's this one. Sorry. And I think it's pretty obvious that the yi here is the x-axis. But yeah, maybe we should still have the comment there. X. And X. And I still want these comments too, so I think you can put comments inside of an array like that. Am I right? So like that. And it's not mad at me. It's not mad at me. It seems to be all right. So let's look at this. It looks fine. The only thing that bothers me is this thing here. I wish I could convert it to one single statement. It's not obvious to me right now how I would do that. So basically it's not really obvious what I'm doing here at all, but I'm mapping the available players to a dictionary, basically, with the player being the player. I think makes it more obvious to type it out like that. And then we're basically just filtering that to where the members are equal, or the elements in the row members is the same as the player, and yeah, that's basically it. And if that is true, that we have a winner. But I'm thinking maybe we could simplify it even more somehow. Row members, row members, row members, row members. Return winner. return winner, get winner diagonal, get winner diagonal. So how would I do that? Cells, remember winner, cells, winner, say a case. Where do we get a case? We get it from here. We get it from there. We get it from there. So basically, return, 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 return. What if we do return this, return, return, return this, find row members. Wait, I think we can just return that actually. Why is it cannot find name winner? So, because the only difference is the name of the cells here, but we might as well just call it row members, or we could just actually do cells. Cells. And I think that's adequate. I think that's good. And now we can actually even do, we can remove this return thing and we could just have it map directly to whatever we're doing there. So, no, wait, return, we would just have to remove this, and do this, and we would have to do this, and I guess we can also do that. Like that. I wonder if we even need to have this thing. No, we don't need that. We don't need this. And we actually don't need to return null, because this will this will return null otherwise, and to make sure that it does, we can just do that, because it might return undefined, and I want it to implicitly return null. So now it's basically just to test this, because I haven't tested this yet. But I think it ended up pretty cool. Pretty cool. Looks pretty clean to me. So now we can try and use it. So we would do, maybe we should, I think we should check this one, the last thing we do, because this probably uses the most, this is probably the most expensive get winner function that we have. So we want to use it the last thing we do, because otherwise we're just going to do this very expensive thing, and it might not even be, we might not even need to call it, because we don't have a diagonal winner. So I'm actually going to call it at the last thing we do, because could probably improve the performance that way. So now we're just going to check for errors. No errors. Can we win diagonally? The winner is 0. Cool. So we can win like that. Can we win like this? Yes. Okay, we want to see if the circle can win as well. Can the circle win? Yes, the circle can also win. Can the circle win the other way as well? Yes, it can. Cool, so now we can win diagonally as well. Now, one thing that really bothers me is that they are not being colored red when they win, which is a very annoying thing. So why is it not being called? Why is it not working? So we're setting the winning cells here. Result.cells. So when someone wins, we're dispatching that result.cells thing, result.cells, okay? So when I win here now, we're getting those cells. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. And they are actually, okay, so now on our grid draw, GameState.winning cells, GameState.winning cells, and they should be equal to that, because in our now in our actions here, when we do set winning cells, we're setting winning cells action.data. Wait, we're doing action.data. That's a problem actually, because you see how I'm setting data result.cells. I'm setting data. So if we go into that thing again and we console.log woohoo, and we log action.data, I wonder if they are actually being sent over there. Are they being sent over there? Yes, we're getting them there as well. So that means that we should be getting them. Oh wait, we're doing or. Oh, I have to try something. So if we do const, sorry, the text is really small here now, but numbers is equal to 0, 0, 0. If we do that and we do numbers and we do numbers and empty. Okay, so that still works. Okay, anyway, let's just try do console.log a and action.data and that, because I just want to see that the winning cells are correct. So if we do that and we do that, hey, okay, so they are correct. Cool. The problem is that they don't seem to be correct here in the draw function, because we're actually trying to read from them here. So if we console.log them here, console.log grid state dot game state dot winning cells, and we also want to do if grid state dot game state dot win lock then I want to log those, because I only want to log them when we win, and they're empty. So for some reason we're not getting them here. So when we're calling grid draw, when are we calling grid draw? Is it in app instance? make grid state app instance grid draw. We're calling grid draw on app.gamestate.gridState. Okay, so grid draw. So, and in our app instance, we're also doing app.gridState is equal to make grid state. And when is this being called? App.gridState, make grid state. So start app, we have a start app thing, which takes in the post action, which is being called basically every time we get an action. So that would call make grid state, and it takes in the new state. What does the make grid state do? Make grid state returns that. It returns the new state. It puts the new state in there. Oh, okay. I like to do that because it's more clear to me. Okay, so let's see here. If we do, what if we log oh, this is appending an on-click event every time. We don't need to do this. It's very bad. It's very bad to do that. It's very bad to do that. Okay, so now we want to do console.log game state. I want to see if we're getting the winner in there. Now the click, is it working? Oh. Let's just keep that for now, but we definitely need to remove this later because this is putting an on-click. Well, it's not really that bad. Anyway. Game state. What I was talking about was that this is actually rewriting that on-click variable every time we're getting a new action. But it's not really that important, I guess. But now we're logging the game state, so I want to see if we're getting let's store this quickly. Store. So this is temp1. Temp1. Player index array winlock false. Board. Winning cells. We got the winning cells. So we have the winning cells. Column includes column. So we have the winning state is actually being put onto there correctly, which is good, I guess. So it's doing that, and app.draw. Listen for actions. App.draw. Oh wait, is the problem that we're listening for actions before we're doing this? So we're doing the action thing and we're doing that. It shouldn't make a difference. It should not make a difference. I don't think that would make a difference at all. No, it's still not being colored red. So what exactly is going on here? Why is the draw function in our grid not getting the new state? That's the problem. So that function was called in app instance. We're calling grid draw, which is initialized when we're doing make app, and the make app exists here. Make app it puts the tick and a draw onto there, and it's calling the app.tick, and it's calling the app here. So where is it getting the app from? Start app. So it's getting the app from here. So start app.GameState, listen for actions. So this is actually I wonder we should have this return the game state when it's done. Possibly. That would possibly, I think that would make sense, to be honest. So we would do something like, and this might actually solve the problem. So we would do, this would return an app state. Okay. No. Okay, we need to return, so we're going to do return app. Update app. Listen for actions. Action alert actions. Equal to, okay. So, and then we would do const new state is equal to this app state any, and we would do new state date. So I wonder if that will solve the problem. No, it's not going to solve the problem. Why? So in the new state.draw, that's being called in the game instance. It's being called here. So if we do console.log app, if app dot game state dot win lock does not exist. Okay, we have to put it under game state from types. So we're actually having this win lock boolean. Oh, we already have it. We already have it there. So we would do instance. Why does it not exist on here? Winlock does not exist on type T. Well, it does exist, so shut up. So if we have a winlock, then we can console log the app. And it's not working. So let's just log it all the time. I think this state is not being updated for some reason. Actually, let's do, I don't like it to be logged all the time. Maybe we should just put a debugger there. So we would do debugger. Oh, now it's going to freeze all the time. That's not really what I want. All right, let's just log it all the time. Console.log app. So crap. That's not really helpful. Game state unlock false. Winning cells. We got the winning cells, so we have the winning cells. have the winning cells. So we are getting the winning cells in there. But when we're calling grid draw app.gamestate.gridState, grid draw, grid state, in here, console.log grid state.winning cells. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, I know exactly what the problem is. I know exactly what the problem is. The grid state has the game state attached to it, which is not very good. We should put in the game state here instead. Like that, and we would do like that, and we would do, I think we can do const grid state is equal to game state dot grid state, and we could do that, and we don't want to do this because that reference is actually invalid. I don't think we should have that reference, and I don't remember where it's being created. Make game state. Oh, here it is. So no, it's not. Make grid state. Make grid state. The make grid state creates it, and we don't want that. We definitely don't want that. So we can do that. We don't need the game state here. Sorry. And this will no longer have the game state. And now we've got a bunch of problem in the grid at line 91. So on click is being called there, grid state, init grid state, init grid state. So init grid state, you're initializing it here. And so what are you doing here? Grid state. So you're getting the grid state, get winner, grid state, okay, game state. Here's the problem. That logic shouldn't really exist here. So you know, this checking if the winner has been up is winning. So what we really want to have is, this would also solve this problem. So what we want to have is okay, first let's remove this from this function. So this make grid state, make grid state is no longer gonna put it in there, because the grid shouldn't really know about the game state too much, except for maybe here, and maybe in the tick function possibly. Are we not having a grid tick? We don't have a grid tick, do we? Grid tick. App instance. We have the grid update. So okay, you are no longer gonna have this. We're no longer gonna have this. And in the grid update, we're doing that. Cool. So in this grid update, we're referring to the that thing. So this should also take in the game state. I think we're later going to do so the grid doesn't know anything about the game state actually, because it doesn't really need to do that. So now that's solved. On click, and that on click is being put on there. Grid state. Okay. So the onClick, what are we doing in the onClick? In the onClick, we're doing this thing. Board, gamestate.board, gamestate.board, board. So the board, I think the board maybe should be, now the board can be in there, now the board should be a part of the grid state. Or should it? No, it doesn't need to be part of the grid state. But maybe, so the onClick click is put on here. Grid state, init grid state, init grid state. So, okay. Is the onClick the only problem we have here now? I think so. So we can do one fix for this. Game state. This is not a nice fix. We're not going to use this later. I don't want the grid to know anything about the game state. And we'll put this back here. So we're going to do game state. And when we're doing this, we're going to have to put it back. So we're going to do game state. And game state. Is that fine? Is that fine? So this init grid state has a problem. Expected 2 arguments. Oh. So we want this to be actually, it's not going to be in there, it's going to be in here. Game state. There you go. And now in our app instance, we're gonna do new state dot game state. What? So game state dot ts 24 grid state. What? Oh. Make game state. Grid state, return, make grid state. Make game state. So it will give it the initial state. Okay. Found one error. Property game state does not until grid.ts line 91. And here we would do game state instead. So maybe now nothing will work for each of undefined. Okay. Let's close this for now because it is going to start to lag. So we're doing for each of undefined game state. Where are we doing that? Probably here, row gamestate.board. So if we do debugger index.html, and we do this, and we do, can I see where the, oh, we don't have source mapping, so I don't think I can. File dist app dist app.ts. We want to have source mapping. Config enable source mapping debug source map inline source map emit a single file with source map instead of having a separate file. Inline source. Well, let's just Google on this error. Cannot load content. Debugger could not load content. Typescript. So no one has an answer for that. Source map. Place that source map to true and outer to no. How is he doing? Stop on entry. Outer workspace. Source maps true. External console. No then. No lazy runtime. Works. I don't know. I don't want to bother with that right now. So we're just gonna use console.log for now. It's taking too long time. Console.log. Console.log game state.board. And can we do like an exit now? Maybe we can do just a return. And let's also return. Are we for eaching somewhere else? Click on the get winner. So on the get winner, I'm just going to do null. So that's interesting. It's undefined. The board is undefined. The board is undefined. So why is the board undefined? Game state. Board should be equal to that. Make grid state, game state. So app instance grid app grid state is equal to make grid state. App dot grid state is equal to make grid state. New state dot game state. New state dot game state. New state. And the new state is equal to what? It's actually equal to, it should be just new state, I think. No, it's still undefined. So what is the app? It's it has this state, this kind of thing. Game state. So what do we have in it? What do we have in there? What do we have here? We have a canvas and a cell size. So this is actually the grid state. This is actually the grid state. So in our app instance, or where is it? Grid, no, here I think. So return app, app state, return app, start app, new game state is equal to app dot action handler. Action handler, actions, return game state. Return game set winning cells, game state, return player index, return game state. So the app state here is new state dot tick. In our app instance, we're doing app.o. We should do app.gamestate. So that was the problem all along. I think it will no longer be, it's no longer undefined. Cool. So now if we go into the grid, remove this, we're getting the grid again. Cool. So will they be colored now? Cannot read property board of undefined. Are you kidding me? Cannot read property board of undefined. Grid 103. It's probably not the right line though. GameState.board is undefined on click. So the on click is being put here on click. GameState. GameState. Init state, game state. So board is undefined. Board is undefined. Board is undefined. Console.log game state board. So it's not undefined there. Why is it undefined? Why is it undefined? Green state, game state. Instance, green new state. I think this should be new state, shouldn't it? New state. No, we can't win anymore. Why? Game state dot win log. Game state dot win log. Oh, we return null. That's why. Yeah, they're being red. They're being colored. This is amazing. It works now. They're being colored. Oh, finally. Finally. One thing I want to do before I finish the video is to center this into the center of the screen. Should be pretty simple. We have the canvas, the body. I think we should do it like this actually. We would do div id is equal to app. Just wrap everything inside of this. And then we would do a very simple thing. We would do, scrap this, and we would do app display flex. Oh, actually, let's. App display flex. Justify content center. Align items center, and we want to have width 100%, height 100%, and a background color black. There we go. Now it's centered. And now the clicking is not working. Why is that? I think it's because we're not getting the right position now because we need to take into account on click. We were not taking the distance to the window. So basically you would have to do crap. I think you would have to do something like, if we do that and then we do 0 dot get dot offset left set right offset now offset top. Yeah, so we would do const canvas x is equal to event dot target dot offset left const canvas y is equal to event dot target dot offset top, and we would do console.log x canvas y. I just want to see if they are correct. Undefined offset top up and offset. There we go. And then I think we would have to do just remove minus canvas x and minus canvas y, and no, that's not. Is it plus? It should be plus, shouldn't it? Should be plus. Plus canvas. There we go. So that works. Now it looks a bit cooler as well. That's going to be all for this video. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.